Well, in some ways it was quite straightforward due to the circumstances that were going into this camp. Obviously, domestic players haven't really played for quite a long time, so the vast majority of the squad is coming from players who are playing either in Europe or the US.
What were the key principles for you in terms of squad selection?
Well, it was keeping to some. There was a few things involved, like everything. One is you want to try and pick the best squad that's available to you. Secondly, it's picking a squad where players at this moment in time are in leagues and up to speed in match fitness, etc. And also, it's a squad where it gives me a chance to look at, obviously, assess the players who have been in the squad for a long time, but also look at some players that I actually don't know and haven't seen before.
In the media release, you've spoken about the fact that this is not just a squad around October, it's also looking forward to November, December in terms of the principles. Why is it important to put those two kind of squads and camps together in terms of your assessment for the commencement of the Asian Cup preparation?
Well, I think this gives us in some ways, the Asian Cup preparation starts now. People think, oh, it's a year and a bit away, and it comes in the blink of an eye. And we've got an opportunity, I think, over these two camps in October and in November, December, because of the nature of them and because of the location of them, to look at a bigger group of players. And certainly the November camp gives us that opportunity.
You're playing Switzerland and Germany in October. How do you approach those two nations in those two friendly matches?
Well, pretty much you just it's like as a coach you get back on the horse again and get the preparation that you would do under normal circumstances. Obviously there are two very competitive games. You're playing in their backyard as well. So it's just a case of doing your research, having a look at how those teams play, and then trying to set us up to win the games. Obviously there's a little bit of a further challenge when you come into the job. Straight away, I obviously have some knowledge of quite a lot of the players, but again, it's coming into a situation where, in some ways, you're starting fresh again.
You mentioned opportunities for players that have earned it. Coming in are CommBank Matildas graduates Daniela Galic and Chloe Lincoln. What did you see in terms of attributes for those two players to earn the call-up?
Well, Chloe's a goalkeeper that we think's got enormous potential. She's had experience of playing at Youth World Cups. She's had experience of playing in the A-League Women's competition. So she's had a little bit of experience, but it's important for young players, and particularly if you get a chance in a critical area like goalkeeping, if you get a chance to bring in a young goalkeeper, it's very important to do that, to give them an idea of what the environment's like and see how they adapt to that environment. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how she goes in amongst goalkeepers of that level that she's coming in amongst. The second thing with Daniela's always been on the radar for some time as a national team player. She's always been probably the most talented young player coming through the system here in Australia. She's had a couple of seasons in the W League now, and she's taken her career overseas. So she's really started that process of now hopefully coming into this camp, and I'm hoping she comes into this camp and really excels.
Speaking of new faces, you've got a couple of new support staff that are coming in. Can you tell us about your selections in Leah and JP?
Well, Leah's obviously part of the system. She's been a young Matildas coach, and I think one of the important things in the Matildas system is to promote from within and to look at the coaches that are already in the system. And Leah knows the players. She's still very young, but has actually been around and in coaching for a long time. So it's very important, not just for the present, but for the future of the Matilda system, that coaches like Leah get in there, get hands-on, and start to experience the senior national team environment. The second thing with JP is that, I had some feedback from players, and what I felt that this team needs right now is it needed a real, what I call a senior coach, and a senior coach that has had a little bit of experience in the women's game some time ago, but is coming into this camp without any preconceived ideas, doesn't really know the players, doesn't know the system, doesn't know how it works, and really comes in and excels on the field, and is an outstanding coach and somebody that I feel that I can really trust his football judgment.
You're back on the horse after a couple of years away from international football. What have you enjoyed about the last couple of weeks, and what are you looking forward to in the following weeks?
Well, I'll be honest, I wasn't expecting to be here. If someone had told me that, I would have probably thought that they were kind of a little bit mad. But anyway, I'm here and I'm really excited by it. It's great to be back in the environment. You know, not even just the players, but getting into camp is always exciting. Catching up with players, being in that kind of the setup where, you know, you've got a game coming up, everybody's together, there's that enthusiasm around working with a team again. So, as I say, I didn't anticipate ever being in this position again, so I'm really excited by it. And obviously, coming back into the FA and coming back in among staff, some that I know, some that I knew, has really been exciting for me.
Tom, what are you looking to see from these games, the first in the new cycle for the CommBank Matildas?
I think the first thing I'm looking for is a really positive performance from the team. Obviously, winning the game is a priority, and that's what we want to do. But I want us to get back to what makes the Matildas. And that is, particularly with this team, their ability to play dynamic, attacking football. It's the attitude of going out to beat any team that we're playing up against, and also to bring with that the grit and the determination and the Matilda spirit that has made the Matildas what they are today.